Chapter 9. The Occurrence. My body had been floating in the sensory enhancement tank for about 2 hours. All the communication and viewing equipment were synchronized and being channeled to the designated locations throughout the world. Dozens of people from the participating countries were present. A steady hum came from the phone conversations of the many foreign translators. Outside the building, dozens more were busy with security around freedom, as well as working on the numerous devices that would record and transmit the occurrence. I could hardly feel my body at this point. The presence of so many people vibrating with the energy of excitement and tension sent chilling sensations through my body and mind. It was like the feeling I had the other day when I sensed everyone was looking at Rahedra and me. Now the sensation was multiplied, and I was realizing that my intuitive, psychic sense had increased to a fever pitch. With my awareness of the events to be, I now had to move between them and to see, hear, and relay everything as it unfolded. At the same time, I was also reading the energy fields of the people that were here at Freedom. "Ladies and gentlemen," Dr. Jason began to speak, as the translators' voices repeated his words into the receivers. "The techniques used to help propel Paul into the process of astral projection worked well on the last occasion, so I will attempt to use them again. Let us hope for good results," he finished to the echo of the translators. A few moments passed, and the sights and sounds of space travel began lighting up the room. Dr. Jason was showing telescopic images of the sun, planets, stars, and galaxies in the known universe. The images were flashing across the ceiling, creating a magnificent and wondrous vision above everyone. I could hear Dr. Jason's voice in what seemed a far distance as he was speaking to a group of scientists in the room. He was explaining the effects of these techniques on the psychic and physical bodies, as well as on the physical and psychic minds. I drifted in and out of his conversations a few more times. The effects of the flashing colored lights in streaks and patches that were filling the room drew my attention back to the ceiling. More visions of planets, suns, stars, and whole galaxies passed over me as the sounds bouncing around the room danced rhythmically with the images. Strains of violin strings, the rushing of waterfalls, and jungles filled with wild cries were heard in the distance, a distance that seemed to retreat farther and farther away. I fell deeper and deeper into a state that seemed to awaken and release what I now knew was my astral sheath. I felt far away from the room and its surroundings. I began to think that I would relax. "Relax," I kept telling myself. "All will be well. Just let go. Release your hold on yourself, your body. Come out," I thought again. Time seemed irrelevant now. The sounds and images had eclipsed my concern over all those present. I just kept thinking about traveling, escaping, and thinking myself there, to the place that I knew I had to go. I let myself soar freely, unencumbered by a physical body. I focused on thinking only relaxing, serene thoughts. A sensation of total weightlessness began to fill me, as if I was suspended in air and was about to fall. I almost reached out to hold on to something, but realized if I did, I might upset the release. I pulled myself back in order to overcome the impulse to do so. At the same time, I was realizing that I could control the projection, so I let go. I released myself from all physical restraints, believing and knowing that my body was and would be taken care of. I kept thinking to myself that it was important to remain aware of what was happening and yet allow it total freedom. So my mind kept thinking of release, surrender. Let go, I thought again. Let go. All bodily sensations were absent now. I could feel a growing intensity of vibration and awareness within me. Paul, I heard a voice. Paul, just listen. Do not react to my words. The monitors show that you are almost out. Calmly think yourself to the front end of the room by the viewing screen. Just think yourself there, but do not react to any sounds or sensations that may surprise you. Just relax. Dr. Jason ended. Just relax. Suddenly, I felt myself transported right in front of the screen. My vision focused on the physical surroundings. There was a sudden gasp of awe from dozens of people in the room when they saw themselves up on the screen. I was relaying the images. Above us, all the other images of the planets, the skies, and the universe continued to come and go in a spectacular display of color and movement. I immediately thought myself to the opposite end of the room, and the image before the screen turned into a back view of all those present. The immediacy of the transition elicited amazement from the crowd. Paul, you are now definitely separated from your body. We'll do a few test exercises before you continue. Just keep your focus on the physical for now. Stay here with us, and please do as I ask you for the next few moments. If you understand, command an answer through your physical body. Yes, I commanded, looking at my body as it, too, showed up on the screen, and the word came out of my lips immediately. How amazing and strange it was to see myself speak while my body was floating in a suspended state. Good, Paul. Now, if you would, please again move yourself to the area before the screen. Before he could finish the sentence, I was there. We will be doing a small series of psychic perceptions and visions for all those present and watching from elsewhere. If you would please do as I ask, Paul. First, focus your vision inward a degree. Hold it still and lock it into place. I quickly did so, and a picture of everyone's etheric fields immediately came through my vision and onto the screen. The etheric fields could be seen floating about an inch from each body, radiating in a constant, pulsing emanation. Now, Paul, focus one more degree inward, please. Again I responded, and auras of all different colors began to swirl around those in the room. It was magnificent. With everyone seated so close to one another, people's energy bodies twirled, turned, and mingled with the colors of the others' emanations. I could see the amazement in the faces that were viewing themselves and others around the room. The voices of the translators were constant now. The scientists and engineers present were astounded by the verification of these paranormal phenomena right before their eyes. It was remarkable how I could focus and look at the physical and astral dimensions in one instant. Now, Paul, we would like to get a view of all the astral bodies. Continue focusing your vision inward until you begin to see the separation of particulars of all the matter physically present in the room. Please, Paul, continue. My sight turned inward, allowing everyone to see their astral bodies pulsating in millions of bits of light emanations as their physical features blended into that of their etheric energy. I continued delving inward, and the separation of particles began to take place. Then those myriad twinkling star-like sparks began to fill the screen. Colors began to separate, open, and become brighter, clearer, and more defined. Good, Paul. That is fine. Now, please bring your vision back to the physical, and please wait for further instructions. Ladies and gentlemen, he started, turning to all those in the room. What you have just seen is the capability of clairvoyant vision obtained by entering higher dimensions, existing on a higher frequency or vibration than that which is possible in the physical realm. The main purpose of this meeting and this whole project is to provide simultaneous viewing to all people of the world of a matter of great import that must be revealed to humanity. These side steps we just took were meant to show you the different degrees of perception possible when in one of these other dimensions. Now, I suggest that we all prepare for what we are about to see. You have all been briefed on how all this technology came about and how it operates. Now we sit back and watch it do just that. Paul, he said, turning his attention back on me, we're ready whenever you are. I looked into my causal mind to review the parts of my vision that would guide me to where I was supposed to go. I was simultaneously seeing the physical, astral, and causal all in one instant and totally aware of all three spaces. I looked about the room and remembered I had not yet projected outside of it yet. A few moments of uneasiness filled me, but I remembered that nothing physical could affect me. I began to think of the place I had seen in my vision as the location where all would happen. Fear gripped me again for a moment, but then I thought of my vision and its outcome. I knew all would be well. I chanted to myself a couple of times, "All will be well, all will be well." I began to think of that place again. I imagined it. I pictured it. Then I said to myself, "I am there. I am there." In an instant, I was before a valley of very large sand dunes. I thought myself up to their ridge and saw the entire horizon for miles in all directions was vast, empty, sand-filled hills. "Paul," I heard Dr. Jason's voice, "we see a sandy desert on the screen. If this is correct, just please command an answer through your body. There is no need to think yourself back. Just command." I commanded as he said, and though I was no longer seeing or focusing on my body, I still heard myself answering. I also realized that even when leaving my body in a projection, everything I said or did would be heard and seen by me and my astral body. I willed my body to enunciate what I wanted to say. The words came forth instantly. "I can't seem to see anything anywhere," I heard my body say, "but I'm sure this is the place." "Be patient, Paul. It will happen. It will." "Okay," I answered. "Okay." His voice sounded so distant, but clear. I continued to search the horizon, but all I could see were the endless dunes of sand. Then sound, yes, sound seemed to be coming from over a ridge of dunes. It sounded like a steady roar. I decided to propel myself via thought to where it was coming from. As I came to it, the magnificence of a crystal blue ocean with crashing waves came into view. Just like the vision, I thought. I looked back into my causal mind again and slowly went over the points and times in my visions that coincided with where I was now. I came back out, looked about in all directions, and waited, knowing that this was the place. The continuous roar of the ocean captivated me. Glistening sparkles of turning sand and crashing water held my attention. Behind me, a strange sensation of a presence began to manifest. I turned my vision around to look toward its source. In the distant horizon of endless sand dunes, light emanations began to take form. As they came together at the base of a ridge near the water, a very large glass-like dome materialized. An entrance opened up from the side that was facing me. Something called me, enticed me, and with an uncontrollable impulse, I thought myself to the entrance. Looking in, I saw a metallic floor with inner walls and ceilings of symmetrically curved mirrors, placed so that every direction gave off thousands of angles and reflections. A single chair was waiting for me at the very center of the dome. The chair, I thought. I remembered the chair in my vision. I thought myself to it, and for the first time could sense my astral body attached to something as I sat my form into the seat. Facing toward the inner side of the dome, I could see thousands of reflections of my own silvery, luminescent astral body bouncing off all of the mirrors. A brilliant light began to emerge from one of the brighter, larger reflections that could be seen directly in front of the chair. As it grew, the other reflections began to fade away, and when the entire dome had been lit, the pulsation of the light released a flash of energy. The dome became clear once more. Then 3 astral figures appeared before my sight, and all I could do was to watch them. I could not react. I seemed to be held in a trance that somehow kept my astral body firmly on the chair. Their auric emanations began to swirl, yet they were very still. They looked so beautiful and peaceful. Then a voice that seemed to come from all directions filled the air. Its clear sound was serene and comforting, while enveloping me in warmth and love, such as I had never felt before. It overcame me, and I surrendered myself to it. I suddenly became like everyone else in the world at that moment, a person alive and in the midst of an experience, an event, an occurrence that was taking place for all of us to see and hear. I was no longer just the person who would relay the events. I had also become one of its recipients. I watched in awe and wonder the beings that were before me, and who, through me, were now being seen and heard by all the people of the world. In all spaces, times, and dimensions, there is a destiny that is ordained by the great light of creation. This destiny in all life, spaces, and times must return to this great light that is the true source from which all life has sprung. In the instance of your own world, that of the earth realm, the time has arrived again. The cosmic mysteries of your world will again be revealed to you all. We will be expressing these truths through your sensitive, this messenger that sits before us now. We will be guiding his perceptions so that what you see and hear from this moment forth shall be as we are destined to reveal it. We are the messengers for the great light, the true source of creation. Many times in your world's past we have come, but your world was incapable of understanding what we revealed to them. They were only capable of leaving fragmented memories throughout history that we had come before. At this time in your world's evolution, a great moment has provided itself so that we may return to speak to the people of your planet. With the advancement of your technology, our message can be revealed to the whole of humanity. The great light, the seed source of all creation, is to be reached through faith, truth, and oneness. The great light created and expressed all life through the birth of infinite sparks of light from its omnipresent being. Every spark became a spirit, and to each spirit life was given. Life was given in order to learn the knowledge that leads all souls to eventually return to the great light, to the place of the soul and its creator. In your world, you are all spirits living in the human embodiment, preparing for the journey that leads all spirits back to the great light. We have come to you as your spiritual guides to reveal the truth to your world as your species finds itself ready to travel to other worlds and dimensions. The time is here when we can finally be accepted and understood by the present level of human intelligence. We are spirits of the great light as you are, but because our world is in a different space and time, we have always known the secrets of the great light. Now we come to you to aid your world, to show your world that life is infinite and wondrous, and that we are all present and alive together. The progress of your people in the future will take you outside of your own world in explorations and travels of both the body and the spirit. Do so in harmony and take with you the secrets of the great light. You must go in oneness so that the true universe is revealed to your spirits as they travel and explore the marvels of eternity. If your people wish to grow and be accepted into the wonders of the universe and all of eternity, then you must first accept yourselves as being the created and give praise and gratitude to your Creator, the source of all life. You need to be as one who seeks to travel in oneness toward the direction of the great light. Then your evolution will have no limitations. The eyes of your sensitive have shown you other spaces and other times. You have seen for yourselves, and now you have seen us. If you choose to join us in higher realms of existence, we will accept you. First, you will need to make some changes in order to increase the frequency of your vibratory level. You shall learn to respect and honor all life forms. You shall cease to injure, destroy, and take the life of forms weaker than yourself. If you wish to live and be blessed with eternal consciousness, then follow us, and the secrets and wonders and inspirations of all worlds, times, and spaces shall be yours. We leave now, but we will return to you again soon. A period of time will pass between our departure and our next arrival, in which you must decide if you will join us. When we come again, we will see if your world has chosen to grow and reach out into the realms that exist around us. We will then show you our world and other worlds. We will teach you how to be free of the limitations and the bonds that presently exist upon the earth. We will guide your spiritual and technological evolution toward realizations that will amaze your scientists and religious leaders. We will bring to you the truths that will be the answers to the questions your world has so long struggled over and sought for. As your sensitive returns to you, it is through his eyes and through the science that you have used to bring him here that we will meet again. At that time, your world will be one with life, eternity, and the great light. And should you have chosen to follow the path of these revelations, this occurrence, you shall receive all that we have spoken of and revealed to your world. We return now to our own realm. From our world, we will be observing yours. When you have united as a people, we shall return. We will bring all that we have spoken of and all of the blessings that are waiting for those who choose to follow the way that leads all spirits to the great light. We leave you now, desiring only to find your world united in oneness, joined together with our world and all the others that have chosen this path of truth, love, peace, and harmony. Be one, people of Earth. Your world has this great opportunity to be awakened and accepted among the rare and highly evolved beings of the universe. Light began to shine and dance throughout the dome. It began to grow more and more into a brilliant rainbow painting of beautiful images of the earth, of flowers, trees, and animals. People appeared. Life grew in all directions as the picturesque view of valleys, rivers, and sunlight filled the air. The cries of new life were heard, and smiles of joy and happiness filled and lit up the dome, creating a wondrous, beautiful serenity. Rivers flowed, land flourished. Mountains and valleys with oceans and skies of crystal blues were everywhere. The light grew even brighter, as did the music, and more wondrous images danced in a kaleidoscopic pattern until a brilliant flash filled the room. The choice is yours, people of Earth, came the voice once again. Then the dome was filled with another light that flashed into a radiant whiteness. The choice to follow the way to the great light is yours. An enlightened destiny awaits you all. It is a gift from God to all the people of the earth. Then another voice, the voice of a feminine life form, began to speak. Imagine, creatures of Earth, that your future will find you listening to music from other worlds, as they listen to your inspirations. Your world will share its knowledge with the whole of the living universe. And the universe will be shared with you. Your world will become a part of each and every other world, creating sciences and art forms that will be mind-expanding and soul-elevating as to be almost unimaginable. Yes, people of Earth, there is a great and magnificent future that awaits you. You, as a species, have been given the precious opportunity to prepare your spirits to traverse the path that leads back to the Creator. It is a God-given destiny for all of us to know the truths and secrets of the universe as we evolve to the point where we merit their unveiling. A revelation from God is truly the most wondrous gift for all living beings. A blessing awaits all who live in harmony and togetherness, as the people of Earth have been ordained to do. All must be one, together in spirit and in peace. Join us, people of Earth. We invite you all to share in the abundance and in the glory of living in cadence with the great light of creation. The intensity of the light began to pulsate and expand again, starting to separate into particles that grew right back into each other, creating a brighter and more incredible brilliance. Then a third voice spoke. Its soft, mellifluous tones echoed through the dome. We will guide you, not rule you. We will help you, not force you. We will love you and be your companions. Unite and open your hearts and minds and spirits. Imagine your world without conflict, and the light of creation will illuminate and inspire your entire species. Unite, people of Earth, unite in a world peace, so we may soon return to you and bring to you all the miracles of which we have spoken. Colors filled the dome, streaking in all directions, forming beautiful images. As the colors all flashed in one more instant, a striking white light appeared and held its illumination for what seemed an endless moment. It then began to fade away, slowly, in waves and undulations that seemed to be in rhythm with the breath of life. When all of the colors and images before me had finally faded away into the reflection of the sun and disappeared, I began to hear the beating sound of my heart. It was racing within me. It would be the cadence of my own heart that would now be my guide as I began my return, as I thought myself home, to freedom, to Rehedra, and to the future destiny of the human race. The whole of the world had seen and heard what had been revealed by they who had brought to us once again the truth and the promise of the occurrence.